You guys really thought that Sole Suspect was such a clever title that it needed to be trademarked, huh? Clarifying that this story takes place in present day is a bit redundant, since we'll be able to tell pretty quickly if we're playing a period piece as soon as we're in the game. Also, in a decade, anyone playing this game will get a good laugh at this present day setting, so there's that.
Attach any meaning or significance to has become synonymous with the hysteria surrounding his murder.
Jesus, one at a time. It's like watching multiple TV news stations and the History Channel all at once.
You grow up on the streets. You start thinking you're invincible.
You would think that growing up on the street would give you a hard lesson on how you're not invincible. In the real world, growing up rich and insulated is what generally makes people believe nothing can touch them. This opening scene brought to you by The Watchmen. You wear that kind of hat in public? You deserve to be thrown out of a window.
What kind of name is Ronan?
A tough guy main character name, obviously. Or at least it's supposed to be.
Time to make it official.
It hurts!
What kind of seedy tattoo parlor would agree to ink a kid that young?
You steal my car? You paid a price.
Ronan's tattoo backstory makes for the worst graphic novel ever.
I can't have my sister marrying some bum, right?
Guy that spends his entire childhood committing crimes and getting arrested can somehow be made a detective by his fiance's brother regardless of his criminal record.
No, Juliet. Stay with me, you hear me?
You kinda deserve that after getting forever tattooed on your hand. That's a surefire way to anger the irony gods.
I'm still alive. I can fix it. If I just get back in my body, then maybe I'll wake up.
You were taking this whole out-of-body experience very well, I'd have to say. You even seem pretty well informed about how it works. Did you read the wiki before coming here? Well, it was worth a shot. Worked in Ghost Dad after all. By the way, can I steal a reference to Bill Cosby movies? The Bell Killer takes lessons from 80s slasher villains and off-screen stealth.
What you say? What you say? What you say? Ghosts for real this time? I had no idea that the difference between an out-of-body spirit and a ghost was an Instagram filter. The Bell Killer walks through Ghost Ronan to get on the sidewalk in this shot, then walks just a few feet before crossing back to the other side of the street he was on previously. Walking to the light cliché. Even in heaven, Ronan's wife is still wearing the clothes she died in, which I guess means Ronan is stuck wearing that stupid vest, wallet chain, and hat for eternity.
We'll see each other again, love. Just save yourself.
No, Juliet!
You just missed your opportunity to ask, what's God like? This game can't even wait 10 freaking minutes before trotting out the creepy little ghost girl in old-fashioned clothing cliché.
Running through walls, making things appear. You look like you've been here a while. You must know how this place works then.
Your strengths in life are stronger in death. They become powers here.
How exactly are all personal strengths going to translate into being powers in the ghost world? What if my strengths are sarcastically mocking video games? How's being a ghost going to change that? How hard is it for you to keep your balance on wooden beams that wide?
The door just hit me, but I'm passing through other stuff. What is it with this place? I thought I'd be able to walk through everything.
We can't enter the buildings the people of Salem have consecrated. Save through an opening. An open door or a window. But once inside, walls and doors hold no power over us.
Well, that's one way to take all the fun out of being a ghost. Just have every single house consecrated to keep you from walking into whatever house you want. Guess it makes it way easier on the developers. I'm not really that concerned with this guy fulfilling the asshole cop cliché. I'm more interested in why the Salem Police Department has a huge tower for their police station. See it back there? And how the hell is the Bell Killer getting away with murdering people a stone's throw away from the Salem PD?
You were one dumb son of a bitch. Sir?
Is it not considered assault and battery of a police officer if it's another cop doing it? It's around here that you start doing investigations, which are the meat of the gameplay. It involves walking around and looking at objects in a small area until you find all of them, then picking the one that's most important, which basically makes this a darker and grittier version of Blue's Clues. Honestly, this game feels like it was supposed to be Square Enix's take on a Telltale style episodic game, but then they got a third of the way through, realized Life is Strange is coming out a year later and looked far more interesting, so they just said, screw it, and pushed it out as is. Demons always know where the camera is pointed and to be there when the main character isn't looking. Stealth killing other ghosts. Never thought I'd see that in a game. You know, if you draw a pentagram on the wall or write red rum over and over, you'll make it even more clear that she's evil.
Royals. You seen that little girl that lives here?
Sure, if the police ask that question, it's perfectly fine. I ask it and I get the weirdest stares.
Coffee tables with empty beer bottles are the #1 go-to prop for when you have no idea on how to get across that this is not a happy home. Staring at a frame photo is another of those favorite props used by, well, pretty much everyone to get across that this person is looking for the other person in the photo. Psychic visions of the past use teal Instagram color filters. I've looked through one room in this apartment and nope, no young girls to murder here. Should get going now without checking the rest. Game of Thrones is on in an hour, you know.
When you're running away, you need a sanctuary. A place where nothing bad can touch you.
Then a Catholic church is not the place you want to run to.
The attic must be up there.
At the top of the building? No.
Why do I always lose my keys when I need to leave?
Yeah, that's actually pretty impressive considering you just got here an hour ago and left home with no luggage, meaning you would likely keep your keys in your pocket.
Wait a minute. You can see me? And hear me?
Which makes no sense because just a moment ago you were walking around here and talking and she didn't react to you at all, which would be odd even if she was just deliberately ignoring you since she just witnessed Ronan murdered trying to save her life an hour ago.
Holy shit. You're a medium.
It took almost 25 years for someone to rip off the plot of Patrick Swayze's Ghost and turn it into a video game. Ironically, after Patrick Swayze became a ghost himself. Now someone would just turn Bill Cosby's ghost oh yeah, the rape.
Well, ain't I the luckiest guy in the world?
Yeah, you could have ended up partnered with Whoopi Goldberg.
I don't owe you. If anything, you owe me. Dick.
No, he saved your life, bitch. Sorry, but you had that coming after that line.
Have you ever seen my killer before tonight? Do you have any idea who he is?
You cops are so hard up on clues that you're actually asking people if they know who the killer is?
I would expect that would be the first question any cop asks about any criminal, lead or not. Sir, do you know who stole your car? Do you recognize the man in this picture? You know, basic fucking procedure. If your missing mom left a note telling you to get her notebook at the police station and run, why did you bother checking up in the church's attic first? There is seemingly no reason to be here.
There they are.
You somehow managed to lose a key ring loaded with that many keys? Why did you even stick it in the back of a desk if you're going to need it tonight? And since that's the only thing you had with you, how did you instantly forget where you put it? Hell portal's right inside the church. Ain't that ironic? Even ghosts can be startled by cats jumping out of bushes.
Did you know her mother worked for the police? Fine. Don't tell me. Puss.
E. Don't make me finish your dirty words for you. Ronan would be completely screwed if everyone didn't leave their doors open, since that's the only way he can get inside buildings.
Strange coming back here now, like this. A place I used as a crutch to get through the tough times when I found myself suddenly alone again.
Noirish Tumblr blogging.
Remember your training. He's a wanted cop killer now. You can shoot him on sight.
That sounds about right for US cops, cop killer or not.
Each one of these keys is a felony. Each one. You get that, right?
I'm pretty sure if I check Massachusetts state law, there'll be nothing on the books about felony key possession.
His office was on the second floor. You stick with me, I'll get you there. Let's go.
Go where? They're watching.
Not for long.
And they most certainly won't come back and check on the prisoner when the security camera stops working. No wonder these cops can't catch anyone. They can't even spot a girl sneaking by their office cubicles. Lens flare in a room where it's dark, there's nothing shiny, nothing sci-fi, and no J.J. Abrams.
That's weird. The last thing she wrote is he knows about me.
If that's how your mom writes in her notebook, then she has some serious issues beyond being hunted by a killer.
Crap.
Wait, what is that?
You want to know how you can tell you're watching a well-thought-out mystery plot? It doesn't include a scene where a character drops something and the next clue falls out of it.
All right, you're gonna need to make a break for that room over there. We'll wait for my signal.
Hey, LT, hold up.
You know what this fire drill's all about?
Go, go, go.
But that other cop is looking right down this hallway over Rex's shoulder. How is the coast clear?
Hey, you can't get away that easy.
If you care about the case so much, find your own damn clue.
You are both searching for the same thing. Your clues are his clues and vice versa.
The last case. Ashland Hill Cemetery.
That magnifying glass bookmark on the left page was previously on the page where your mom wrote, "He knows about me," over and over, and Joy never moved it from the previous page. Also, you claim this is her last page, yet this is clearly in the middle of her notebook, and there are clearly other pages of written material sticking out the sides after this page. Now that the whole police station affair is over, I gotta ask, what was the deal with the keys? The game made it out like that was something really important, but now they're gone, having been used for nothing, and seemingly Joy doesn't need them anymore.
I'm Joy.
Seriously?
And Ronan is better. What, your parents think you'd be a medieval gladiator?
You have no idea what country the word Ronin is used in, do you? Hey, remember this character? Probably not, but just in case you forgot about her, we put her up here doing the same balancing act she was doing when you first met her, just so you don't completely forget about her when she actually becomes important to the plot.
I used to see this as Julia's final resting place. Now it's just where her body is buried. Guess I'll be buried here soon.
Oh, a cemetery level in a game about ghosts. The devs probably spent a whole 5 minutes brainstorming that idea. Oh man, the point of view camera from the Evil Dead snuck its way into this game.
This place is crawling with people. Don't want to know.
That's pretty close to racism, even if they are dead. That little magnifying glass bookmark is on every page of that notebook.
Might as well be looking for a needle in a haystack of needles.
Actually, that would be pretty easy if all we're looking for is one needle. Hey, look at this giant pile of needles. Just what we needed.
Oh, genius. Would be a needle stack.
My sin was funnier than yours, lady.
Wish we could just ask her, Sophia.
Holy crap, maybe we can. That's that ghost that was watching me. Freaky girl wouldn't leave me alone.
That's twice they found the exact clue they need in this notebook at the perfect time.
I'm on your side. I'm trying to figure out who killed you.
Obvious plot twist foreshadowing is obvious. Every other ghost in this game can talk, but only the one who could clear up some major plot threads has lost the ability to, just so the devs can try to hide their plot twists that they've already given away. If the bell killer tied Sophia to a chair to drown her as seen here, why was she found washed up on the riverbank not tied to a chair? I mean, that's some pretty serious knot work there. Hard to imagine all of that coming loose.
Where does it say where she is?
It just says Lux Eterna. Is it a place?
Yeah. Lux Eterna is a mental hospital.
First a cemetery, now a mental hospital. I can only imagine an abandoned carnival is going to pop up at some point.
Mental hospitals. One place torture is considered for your own good.
Well, you might have had a point back at the turn of the century when mental hospitals were pretty bad, but this game is set in present day, remember? These days mental hospitals are all prescription drugs and art therapy.
She's in room 216. We gotta find it quick, Joy. She's scheduled for electroshock.
You know, electroshock therapy has gotten a pretty bad rep in pretty much every piece of entertainment it's been featured in. But it's really not that bad of a thing. Wiki it if you don't believe me. I'm not here to hold your hand through these things. I'm sure mental hospitals will allow patients to wear street clothes that they were brought in wearing. Jump scare. Crazy person paints all over their walls cliche. That's been used for, oh, pretty much every crazy character ever.
Just run! Just run! Just run!
No, wait, stop. I couldn't possibly chase after you.
Bell killer's going after young girls.
You're only just now realizing that? You were in charge of this case and you never put two and two together and saw that every victim was a young female?
It's Rose.
She has flames.
She was possessed.
I told you to stay back!
That was a real nice thing you did, possessing your sister to keep her safe and accidentally getting her committed. And how come Ronin can't control anyone when he possesses them except for cats?
He drowns one girl and burns another. And where have I seen that steak before?
Salem Witch Trials!
All these murders have whipped this town into a frenzy. Now it all leads here to a gala celebrating a time when Salem found itself swept up in another whirlwind of hysteria.
Almost like they were connected in some way. Salem Witch Trials!
So the Bell killer used torture devices like this to kill his victims. Why kill them like witches?
I haven't thought about the Salem Witch Trials since junior high history class, and even I realized the Bell Killer was using witch trial executions as his MO ever since we saw Sophia drowned. And yet a police officer, who lives in Salem, Massachusetts, had to go to a museum on witch trials to figure that one out.
Joy?
You know, the museum is open to the public. You don't have to sneak in.
And not one step closer to finding my mom.
Like I said, the world doesn't need another whiner.
You know what? Screw you. You don't understand.
Don't understand? My wife was murdered 3 years ago.
Ronin uses his dead wife to win arguments that had nothing to do with his wife. What a dick.
Look, I'm sorry. I didn't know about your wife.
Yeah.
You don't have to be sorry about that. Ronin brought it up just to make you feel like a dick even though you weren't talking about his wife or anything remotely related to it.
Thank God you're okay.
No, Joy, don't!
None of the police officers noticed Joy huddled right beside his brightly lit squad car that they were walking past repeatedly.
Lieutenant, caught her sneaking up the side staircase.
But they can notice her in a poorly lit church staircase.
She'd stayed at the hospital, she'd still be alive.
You were the one who insisted she leave the hospital, remember?
You want the orderlies to shock her? She stays here. You want her to be safe outside? She comes with us. It's up to you.
Just remember, this wasn't your fault.
Yes, it was. Ronan just said as much.
The killer came here looking for Joy, but took out Iris instead.
How did he know to come here to the church, by the way? Any chance you're going to explain that one? No? Ding then. Let's make a prediction on who the killer is based on how many living characters are left. There's Rex, who currently has custody of Joy, and there's Baxter, who hated Ronan and is currently missing. That's 50-50. Not exactly the most suspenseful of murder mystery writing when those odds pop up. Ronan doesn't notice a police car outside the Judgment House until he's walking right past it, even though it was sitting in plain sight in front of the house that he's walking towards.
Fresh paint. This one's just been done.
The witch who flew from her own mother, herself a witch, herself in flight. She'll meet her death like so many other, and leave both realms this very night.
Murder blogging.
Holy shit. Look at all this crap.
Ever since 7 came out, every serial killer has to have a war room filled with an orgy of evidence of his crimes.
Similar murders, multiple killers, decades apart. Is this a string of copycats? A conspiracy?
So the Bell Killer or killers have been killing people Salem witch style for decades and no one on the police force put that together? I'm starting to think that the only reason the killer can get away with this for so long is because everyone in the police department is incompetent. Well, Baxter's dead. Kinda takes all the mystery out of who's going to try to kill Joy in the next few minutes. What do you want to bet that they'll still try to play it like it's a shocking discovery?
Do you know where Cassandra is? Is she still alive?
Last I checked, yeah. I took her to a safe house outside of town.
And you never thought to send her daughter a text telling her that?
Dispatch. Has Rex checked in? He's transporting a suspect to the station and we can't get him on the radio.
Convenient radio reporting is convenient.
Ronan, help!
Not another step.
No, Rex, not you.
No, not you, Rex.
Ronan met Abigail right after he was murdered. If she was controlling Rex to kill him, then that means she left Rex's body right after Ronan was murdered, leaving Rex in the killer's clothes and with no idea how he got there. Yet we saw him at the crime scene minutes later and in a suit and tie and with the police and seemingly perfectly fine.
How could Rex have done it? Rose's killer had blue eyes.
I didn't use the same killer for every murder.
I wasn't close to the truth in the apartment. I wasn't one of your killers. Why did I have to die?
Ronan, Rex, and Baxter were all the killer at some point. Did they all just have the outfit that the Bell Killer always wore just lying around? Also, it was awfully convenient for this teal-colored vision that Ronan took the mask off after drowning Sophia. Otherwise, Abigail couldn't have shown it to him and have him believe it was him. I know I already compared this game to Patrick Swayze's Ghost, but it even ends the same way with the villain Ghost being dragged down to hell. In one single night, Ronan was murdered, then he tracked down Joy, then snuck into the police station, searched through a cemetery, broke into a mental hospital and freed an inmate, went to a museum show, went back to the church for another murder investigation, explored a rundown mansion, then sent a little girl to hell, then ascended to heaven. Busiest night ever.